Ralocha ma Africa. Yesterday, the CIC, president of the Economic Freedom Fighters, had a press briefing, and I want to talk about some of the crucial things that he covered there, including him speaking about the government of national unity. Does he think that the government of national unity is working? He spoke about Fikile Mbalula. He spoke about the NPA, the National People's Assembly, the preparation of the EFF for electing new leadership. He also spoke about, Fikile Mbalula, how he's protecting the government of national confusion. He spoke about the drip footwear and so many other topics that I want to cover here. But in addition to that, I want to speak about the NPA deciding not to prosecute anyone when it comes to the Phala Phala issue. Guys, this is the biggest scandal ever. Now we understand why intelligence is in the presidential office. Now we understand what is going on. The NPA is deciding to prosecute nobody. This is big news, guys. And looks like my princess Chidimma is doing great things there in Nigeria, which got me thinking, when are we going to get this full report from Home Affairs about Chidimma's mother stealing somebody's identification? Hi, let's talk about that and much more.
Welcome to King Said So, Africa's one land, one language, one currency, one army on King Said So. Africans can unite. Your Pan-Africanist podcast. Enjoy.
Blackheart, the hustle continuer. Made to inspire your goals and dreams. 100% good quality clothes are now available at affordable prices. T-shirts, hoodies, sweaters, bucket hats, and more. Place your orders now. 06847366908. Instagram Black7576. Facebook page Blackheart.
Peace in Pan-Africanism to all my African brothers and sisters from all around the world. Welcome back to King Said So. I'm your host, Kagiso Shongwane Zinjiva Sono, and we're back at it again with another one. And this time around, I'm covering the press briefing that the CIC had yesterday at 12 o'clock, I believe. Guys, hi man. The EFF is trying their best to rebuild their party. The CIC is speaking about organizational character redesign. That's a big word that the EFF feels like there must be a redesign. But this redesign, to me, it sounded like amplifying what is already in the EFF. Talking about how they're going to now protect the EFF. What is their new stance or addition to the stance of land, Pan-Africanism, and all of those stuff that the CIC spoke about. But let me just play you a small glimpse on what he meant by this organization character redesign.
On organizational character and redesign, the organizational character and redesign perspective is an update to previous organic perspectives with a stronger emphasis on how the organization can defend, rebuild and advance the struggle for economic freedom. Central to this proposal is a focus on building strong, sustainable and viable organizational structures, starting with increasing the membership requirement for a branch from 100 to 200 members with a presence in voting districts. The perspective also advances that every member must be an activist with direct influence on potential voters. Additionally, it proposes the establishment of a robust membership system that can account for each member and support of the EFF in terms of age, gender, and occupation. Furthermore, it suggests devolving an EFF region into sub-regions to better reflect the realities of South Africa's political and social landscape. Finally, the perspective proposes doing away with the student command and reorganizing it into a youth command that unifies all young people into a single structure, encompassing those in schools, universities, at work, and unemployed.
So for me, what I took away from this character redesign stance that the EFF is taking is this issue of a branch must now constitute of 200 members and no longer the 100 member that it used to was the requirement. 200 members. This is going to make a lot of branches not to meet not to correlate, not to meet the minimum requirements. And I think it's going to kill a lot of branches, because 200 is a small number in other branches, in other areas, but 200 can be also a big number depending on which branch you are and which province you are. You know, for me, the 200, it's a good number theory, but practical wise, I would have moved from the 100 to maybe 150, you understand? But I understand the reasoning that the CIC gave to say, you know, you can't even win some wards with 200 votes and all of those things. So it makes sense why they are doing it, but I think it's going to strain and test the quality of leadership in the economic freedom fighters. What I like also was this move from student command to youth command. I've been calling for this for the past year now. I've said it like these people, the student command is missing a gap of youth, because it when you say student, you're speaking about people that are attending varsity college and all of those things, and you are leaving out a certain important geographic population that is called youth. And now that you are speaking about youth, the quality of leader also must change. So we'll see if Usihle, who will obviously, I think, will remain the youth leader. We want to see now how is he going to transit as a leader to not only leading students, but to lead the working class in terms of the youth and those who are unemployed. It's going to be a very interesting task to see how Usihle is going to carry himself. Personally, I believe in the young man. I believe in the young man. I think he's very capable of that. But I think now when we talk about the leadership of the youth league or the youth command of the EFF, you have to mix it up. I want to see young working professionals who are in that youth league command. You understand what I'm saying? So let's see what you guys will tell me what you think about this. But I think this issue of organization character redesign is very important. Every now and then, any organization must look at their strengths and weaknesses and look at their current economic situation and be honest with themselves if their brand or some of their documents need to be adjusted. I'm learning that slowly but surely when it comes to Baseta. So it's a very, very interesting. Let's hear what is his thoughts as to, does the government of national unity work according to the CIC?
If you argue that the GNU is working, show me where they are hiring people today. Show me. You can't call those things of hiring people in their offices employment. The economy of South Africa as we speak today is retrenching. Under the GNU, hey, there is confidence of the GNU, there is investor confidence, but there is retrenchment. And we support AMCU, and it's the only union that has stood up to fight for those coal mine workers against it. We support them, and we are watching that process very closely, because we very soon will enter the space on the streets in solidarity with the workers. So please stop lying to us and saying there are jobs being created. There are no jobs being created. There is no investor confidence, because the investor confidence must industrialize, must produce jobs, must develop infrastructure. Where is massive infrastructural development in South Africa? 100 days has passed of the GNU. Show me what they've done in 100 days. Mbalula says, yeah, people said load shedding, it will come back after elections, wara wara. We solved load shedding. They solved load shedding in the 6th administration. It was not solved by this. There was never a load shedding when the 7th administration was introduced. It was stopped before. So they must not claim the victories of the 6th administration. They didn't stop load shedding. It was stopped then. Of course, we
Media has tried to push this narrative that the government of national confusion is working, things are getting better and all of that. We know that us who are on the ground, we know that is not true. Jobs are not created. People are more frustrated. Land is not returned. There is nothing. Investor confidence is not building up and all of that. And I think the investors made a very big mistake by not backing Cyril Ramaphosa, because remember in 2019 he was introduced as the darling that is going to save South Africa from all of this corruption of former President Jacob Zuma. So for me, if I was the investors and I wanted to push a narrative that Cyril Ramaphosa is the best president, I was going to invest more into the economy and make sure that the economy of South Africa does not change from a ShopRite to a Woolworths, because we struggled for the first term of Cyril Ramaphosa, and the second term is somewhat a little bit better, but it's still bad. People's the cost of living is just too high. So I think the investors, they went a level too high to show their selfishness, because this is the president that they wanted. Why is it that they're not investing? Why isn't there development in South Africa? It shows us that as Africans, we must not depend on the investors, because whether they are happy or they are angry, we still are the grass that suffers at the end of the day. So the government of national unity has not been working for the poorest of the poorest. In fact, I would even say for the middle class and for some of the richest, it's not working for them, because the economy is not thriving the way it's supposed to. And they only have themselves to blame, because they are the ones that have been promising us that under this president, under the government of national unity, that they're going to come, investor confidence is going to go up and whatever. Yes, petrol has come down somewhat, and some things have come up, but the cost of living is still high, because if you look at where Cyril Ramaphosa and the ANC, the sixth administration, took it, when you talk about the petrol price compared to now, we're still a few rands above from what Jacob Zuma was giving us. And when you talk about the strength of the currency also, it was much better during Jacob Zuma's time compared to now. So the investors have let themselves down. They have let Cyril Ramaphosa down and the ANC. That's why the ANC has found themselves where it is right now, because they banked on investors backing them up, but it never happened. So that's another thing. But there is always one person who will try to fool us and convince us that the government of national confusion is working, and that can only be Fikile Mbalula. Only Fikile Mbalula.
I don't understand what Mbalula ate from who. Because the guy has changed. No one, the people who grew up with him, not a single person can identify the Mbalula who's speaking today. Who's addressing us every week like a presenter of Phala Phala FM. He's always pete, saying a lot of nothing. Every week, there's a week where he addressed us the whole week. The whole week. So, why is Mbalula defending GNU even more than the person who came with the GNU, Ramaphosa? I mean, Ramaphosa is very reasonable about it. Mbalula is not reasonable about it. You speak against it, you will get a letter. What are you saying? When you arrive there, Ramaphosa says, hey, what are you doing here? Say, no, I'm called here. Say, there's no explanation. No, you are released, man. I don't understand what this guy is talking about. He is more GNU, more than the person who came. The person who came with this thing is Ramaphosa. Mbalula is the main man to date. He has overtaken the founder of the GNU. I'm very scared of that gem. It has changed the man. The man has changed completely. A sellout of notes, always ready to destroy his own in defense of white supremacists. To an extent that Mbalula agrees to put his signature on that agreement which is a sold-out agreement, sell-out agreement. The historical account will be that Mbalula is the one who signed off our country back into the hands of white people.
My problem with the flip-flopper by the name of Fikile Mbalula is that the man does not have foresight. He does not think about how his character, his brand name, Fikile Mbalula, because he is a brand name in South African politics, is going to be perceived after this confusion is done. 2026 local election is coming. A lot of people are going to be humbled in 2026. And after that, a year later, the ANC must select their president in 2027. It's going to be hectic. And Fikile Mbalula will always be remembered as the Secretary General that divided the ANC, ruled over a divided ANC, firing Fikile Isma Khashula, and the MK came up about, and all of those things that happened during Fikile Mbalula's time. Ooh-wee. Nothing has been good. I know Ace was the Secretary General, but I mean, when Fikile took over, nothing went well. But if you even look at the current coalition partners, none of them say that this coalition is doing great, except if you ask that sell out Mzwanele Nyonso and Gayton McKenzie. They are the only two people that are saying, government of national unity is working because of the blue lights. The blue lights has taken the PAC, something that we have to talk about in the future. But the Action SA, EFF, Freedom Front, Democratic Alliance, even parts of the ANC are saying this government of national confusion is confusing us. It's not easy. Every day you wake up to negotiate. It's not easy just working with these people. You have to constantly look over your shoulder trying to see if these people don't want to take you down. But you ask Fikile Mbalula how the government of national unity doing, he will tell you they are doing fantastic. So he thinks that it was the best chess play for the ANC, because it looks like the ANC, even with their 40%, they are still managing to rule over most portfolios and everything, but they don't see that the ground forces, the branches, how much they have lost ground on the branches. I mean, and this will only show up in 2026. We will see, has the ANC improved, has the any of that, and it looks like they want to go after Panyaza Lesufi, because if Panyaza Lesufi gets charged with corruptional cost cases that would be brought up by the DA and AfriForum, then the step aside rule would then kick in. But the certain faction in the ANC will be happy that Panyaza is finally being silent, but that will be the death of the ANC should you remove Panyaza there. Should you remove Panyaza there? If you make Panyaza to step aside, and then you get him into these cases where they are postponed, even after the local elections, it's going to be a problem for the ANC. That will be the death of the ANC. I hope that the leadership are not that naive and so arrogant to think that they can put Panyaza down and silence him by attacking him with white monopoly capitalists. So that's a very interesting thing. Let's talk about this nonsense that I read from the NPA, National Prosecuting Authorities, that they are not going to prosecute Phala Phala. They are not going to prosecute anyone in the Phala Phala case. I mean, it was just postponed now, I think, to November or December. What is going on? Let me remind you guys of that famous clip that I had on my channel when I was speaking about that sell-out advocate called Koleka. When she was trying to defend that the sale is not a transaction, that President Cyril Ramaphosa knew about the money, but he did not know about the sale. He did not order that the money must be hidden, but he did say, leave it somewhere, I'm on holiday. Well, guys, do you still remember that clip?
The nature of that discussion. Are you able to level with us as to what was discussed between Mr. Ndlovu and the President?
The discussion really was way after the sale had taken place. You know that there is money at the farm regarding a sale that had taken place, because Mr. Ndlovu was temporarily in charge, as Mr. Von Vella, who is actually the farm manager at the time, was on leave. So at all material conditions, the discussion held did not involve the peculiar information regarding a sale that had taken place, but it was in respect of the money that was there, which Mr. Ndlovu had to leave because he was going on leave. And the president, after being at the farm, informed him that he was going on holiday and that it would be attended to upon his return from holiday.
That's a discussion, acting public protector, between the president and Mr. Ndlovu, who was in charge of the farm at the time. So how is it that you are insistent that the president made no particular instruction around how the money would be dealt with? Because otherwise, then it begs the question, what money was the president aware of, and where would it have come?
No, the discussion was not around the sale.
Right.
The sale had already taken place. Now it was around the money that was on the premises of the farm, but not the sale.
Was the discussion about where or how this money should be handled? Because clearly there was.
No, there was, in accordance with the evidence before us, there was no intimate discussion regarding how the money should be handled. It was merely that the president is going away on holiday, and that how the money would then be dealt with, he would then engage with that upon his return on holiday. And that is as far as evidence that is before us.
That, in my interpretation, just based on what you've just told me, Advocate Kalega, that is a discussion post the sale as to what to do with the money. Does that not prove to you that the president was not a mere bystander here, but rather a participant in game farm?
And remember, for those who have got short memory, this was when Advocate Koleka was acting public protector. She was doing her best, this girl, to protect what was happening there in Phala Phala. To come out to say, no, the president did nothing wrong. You know, we understand that there was a sale. We did see the receipt, but the sale does not mean that there's a transaction. That's what she said, actually, when you listen to the whole clip, that the sale does not mean that there was a transaction. And she could not, you can hear even her words. She doesn't know what to say and how to say it because she's tripping on her tongue. Ish. That was a big embarrassment, but they awarded her with the job of public protector. Who are we to judge? You know, she secured the bag. In hip-hop terms, we say you secure the bag. So she secured the bag, and she's now the public protector. People are not saying she's a public protector. They call her the Phala Phala protector. And it was evident. But now come the NPA. Remember, on the 7th administration, Cyril Ramaphosa decided, no, the intelligence is going to come under the presidency's office. Now we find the NPA is saying they are in Limpopo. Is saying, no, guys, we are not going to prosecute anyone, even those who stole. What do you mean you're not going to prosecute anyone? What the hell is going on in South Africa? And again, we watch these things and it's okay. It's okay when they attack people for impeachment and say you cannot, if you are impeached in one arm of the government, you cannot serve in another arm. You cannot, you know, the gratitude of 10 million that is owed to Busisiwe Mkhwebane, Advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane, is not going to be given to her. You know, the courts are running South Africa. The courts are running South Africa. It's okay. And in the other side, the courts are saying, no, nothing happened. In Phala Phala, can we just ignore what is happening in Phala Phala and talk about other things because we're not going to prosecute anyone? And the MPA is saying this, and all of us must be happy. And you ask yourself, you replace the name. You replace the Cyril Ramaphosa name with the Jacob Zuma name. If it was Jacob Zuma there, I mean, the man, they would throw him in prison without a trial. And we should never forget that. And we are powerless because I told you guys we need to formulate this issue of Basetta legal minds. We are powerless because we don't know how to challenge this in a legal sense. We don't know how to challenge this MPA, take them to the Constitutional Court, challenge this issue. I know that EFF has brought up this issue of Phala Phala again, and the courts will be looking at it again, but hi, Buffett, we don't have any faith in the court system in South Africa. Okay, let me end this video on a lighter note because with that press conference, the CIC spoke about the drip footwear that has been liquidized. The company has been closed off. It's owing a lot of money here and there, and he says, why are we not helping Kemang Lekau so that he can save that company? I've got other thoughts on that, but let's listen to what the CIC said.
Why is Stella not rescuing DRIP in protection of all these people? Why is there no state bank that will put money to protect a small business, including black-owned? If it's DRIP today, Batu is following, Tepo Jeans is following, and were projected as failures as black people. That's how they want to perpetuate the narrative by making us to fail. When they fail, they are being rescued. There is always a rescue for them. But when it's a black-owned firm or company, there's no rescue. I'm not being racist or anything. The facts are there to speak for themselves. You see, the only crime I've committed, SG, in this country and why I'm the most hated person is because I just tell you the truth, the way it is.
He told me that he has power. He will use his finances. He has connections. He has officers on his payroll. He has social media. He knows how to make this thing trend. He'll mess me up. And this is like, I am tired because this has been dragging and I've been silent for a very long time. And I've been silent on the business that I've started. When this business started, he was staying in my mom's house. When this business started, his mom was staying in my house that I'm using, my business property. I moved his mom from a shack. There's now a shack that apparently our sneaker started from. When the sneaker started, his mom was staying in my house. I had moved his mom into my house. My brothers were there, my brothers and their friends. They were the ones who were packaging, the boxes. Yeah. When you make an order, I would come home, take orders, and there would be a list. We call it e-commerce, Yeah. Our brothers would have to say, okay, you want a size 5, a yellow one, we put in size 5 and the story. So to this point, this is what's happening. I'm trying to get divorced to this guy. He's just dragging. He's just dragging the whole thing, and he's just abusing us. Because as we speak, we got evicted. He doesn't care. On the 25th, the sheriff went to his place. They took the assets. They took his furniture. On the 25th, he throws a big party for the business to say the business is the business is celebrating 5 years of existence, But a day before, his furniture got evicted and he didn't send money, And now it's his son's birthday. He didn't even buy one cake, or I don't know, he's just not bothered, And then he goes on social media and he plays a different. He's a different person from social media to being an individual. Like privately, he's a success, and privately, he's a failure. You can't be a success and your child doesn't go to school.
Now, as a Pan-Africanist, it brings absolutely no joy to me when I see a black brother, black sister's business failing. And a person, it's saddened because, like I said, when one fails, it looks like all of us failed. It's only us black people that are treated like that. When one steals, every black person is a thief. When one kills, one Zimbabwean person sells drugs, the whole Zimbabwe is selling drugs. One South African is doing drugs, the whole South African is doing drugs. One Nigeria is kidnapping, only us. But when it's a white farmer who unalives people, it's only that white farmer. It does not apply to every white person. That is how we black people are treated. In fact, that is how we even treat ourselves. With that being said, when it comes to the drip owner, Lekau, I watched a podcast where his former wife was speaking about how she started drip and how she funded this man when he was unemployed, and they built this drip company together. And once he started making serious money, he started then chasing after girls, chasing other alcohol, going to trips and all of that. And the reason why you don't see me covering stories like this and things like our Senzo Mayua case is because once you are a married man and you involve yourself in this nonsense that make you lose focus as a married man, and you end up losing your life, or you end up losing your company. For me, mina ngukhaleli, because we are zenza. They need to. Julius Malema said, after this it will be part two. It is. Theo. There are two different people. Those people. Theo is a disciplined businessman. This one was a show-off businessman. And like I said, I'm not happy that the business is closing because so many people have lost their job. But for me, remain disciplined, my guy. Remain disciplined. If you want to jola bafetu, but jola ngengondo, man. If you want to puza bafetu, but puza nge timing. Maybe timing. Don't neglect your wife out there and run after girls and then do all of those things that you are doing. And then when your company closes, now we must come and donate. And now he's busy advertising a new footwear that is starting in December. I'm not sure. We wish him all the best with the other footwear, but I hope he's gonna learn a lesson in terms of losing a good woman that held him down, that started all of this drip footwear with her money and made him the face because she was working. She was busy with work, hustling. But when everything popped, he started turning against the queen. So I'm warning against that. We're gonna now debate this issue of who killed Senzo and all of those things. Well, you shouldn't have left your wife and run after these queens and ended up getting shot somewhere. And you are the number one goalkeeper at that time. So Bafetu must be ne focus. Let's stay real, man. As African men, life is so short. Let's not be careless. That's all I'm gonna say about that issue. You guys will tell me on the comment section what do you think about that. And so I'm not gonna call about Patrick Motsepe to come and save these people. They have never saved anyone. So why would they come and save Trip? Why? Has Patrick Motsepe donated to children that are falling in pit toilets? Serious things. But anyways, I'm done there. Chidimma. But Chidimma is now an ambassador of an estate somewhere there in Nigeria. Chidimma is doing good. And the question that we asked is that, why is it that Home Affairs is taking so long to give us the final report? If Chidimma's mother stole someone's identity, Chidimma's mother must be in prison. But they have left us hanging for so long. It leaves us but not to assume and have questions and start acting detectives, because we are asking ourselves, where is this family that Chidimma's mother stole the identity from? And that's a fair question in this case, because Chidimma is out there living her best life, and apparently there's a family that has suffered over 23 years or something like that because of Chidimma's mother's actions. And the thing that I was warning you guys against during the elections is to say, guys, stop putting so much energy into this queen. You are making her even more famous. She was never going to, listen to me, Chidimma was never going to win Miss South Africa. Miss South Africa was set up for, what's her name? Maya Leroy or whatever her name is. It was set up for her to win because of her disability, hearing disability. I don't know how is it hearing disability when she's got an earpiece that costs about 400,000. You understand? But anyways, that's the Miss South Africa that we got. You know, a Miss South Africa that knows none of the South African languages. I mean, the indigenous South African languages. That's the person that you guys got. They didn't give that beautiful queen from Mpumalanga and all of that. But anyway, I said, put this energy that you are putting when a 6-year-old is being ran over by a white person, and they are where is those petitions to take over that man's farm? When people have been fed to pigs, where is those petitions? I mean, Chidimma was so attacked. I was shocked. I was like, South Africa has got this energy. To the point that South Africans said they want to vote for another Nigerian girl so that she can win, so that Chidimma must not win. That's how much energy and anger that we had. Anger that Nigerians are selling drugs in South Africa, Nigerians are kidnapping people, of which some of those cases are true. Those things are happening in South Africa. Now let's take it out on Chidimma. And you tell South Africans, no, this is not how we do things. But then they tell you, a middle finger with your Pan-Africanism, go to hell, all of those things that we have been attacked. You will see even on this comment section, some of them are here, telling me, go to Nigeria. I'm sure King's parents are not South African. Some have even said I'm from Zimbabwe. Some say I'm from Nigeria and all of that. And they don't know because I love Africa so much. But anyways, so those angers that are displayed even on the comment section. There was even a time where they were saying close more fire because DJ Spoo is supporting Chidimma. How you are pro South Africa, but you want more fire to close, and it's employing so many South Africans. Hey guys. Hi, we can talk the whole day with this one. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy your Friday. I hope you guys stay real. Thank you one more time to Blackheart for pimping your boy. And guys, stay positive in everything that you do. The energy that we South Africans used to attack Chidimma made her even more famous. Even now, it has not stopped. Some people are still calling that she must not participate in Miss World and everything. Angazi ukuthi wena uzokay nani. Wena uzokay nani. Uzothola umhlaba, uzothola umsebenzi, yini leyo uzoyithola if that girl does not go to Miss World? Uzogainani, uzojabula, uzolala kamnandi, uzolose weight, uzogain weight. Akithi or we can say the same. But anyway, some people hate. I think it's Nelson Mandela that says people love naturally, but hate is taught. Some people are just taught to hate. But hey, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. After you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I salute you.